Hello my beautiful creative friends. So today we are going to be creating some polymer clay cabochons. I kind of wanted these ones to look a little bit like a pink lace agate. So some faux stones. So these four on the left side just came out of the oven, and then these ones I've already resined, so they've got quite a bit of a shine to them. Really makes the colors pop. Okay, so I've got some Sculpey translucent here that is rolled out onto a setting 3, and I have a tiny little bit of white, also Sculpey Primo, and then I've got some Pearlex in pink gold, and I've got some gilded alloy alcohol ink, and then I'm also going to use a mold in a little bit. So this is going to be really simple. I'm going to cut this into 3 sections. They don't have to be equal. One I'm just going to leave on its own, and the other 2 I'm going to add a little bit of white to. So I'm going to add just actually probably even less than that, like the tiniest bit of white to this one, and blend it in. Okay, and then this one, I might even trying to decide if I should go less or more. I'll go just a tiny bit more, but I have far too much white here already, so just little bits. I only used half of what I had out here, and then I'll blend this in, but I'm not going to blend it completely. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that there's like slight, it's not completely blended. Same with this one actually. I don't want it completely blended. Okay, so on one of them, I'm going to be putting the pearl gold. I'm just going to use a little brush here. Just going to do a layer of this gold. And on this one here, I'm going to put some of this gilded. Give it a good shake. Use a glove to move that around. I think I'm also going to add some gold powder to this one as well. Just going to use this same brush just to get a little bit, and I'll just move that around with my finger. Okay, fabulous. I'm going to let that gilded gold dry just a little bit. And I'm going to cut this one in half. I'm going to blend half of it with the rose, and the other half I'm just going to leave on top. So this one I'm just going to blend the gold powder into it. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so now I'm going to chop these into very rough sections. I don't want them to match, so I'm gonna go gold, put some translucent on top of that, some of the powdered one on top of that, a little bit more gold. And just kind of add pieces, alternating which ones you're using. I might even add a tiny bit. I rolled the last of that white out onto a really thin setting of 7. I might just add a couple bits of it here and there as well. And just keep laying it on until you've got a nice stack, and then we're going to form it into a proper kind of rectangle before we move forward. And I'm going to add just a little bit more of this pearl powder on the bottom and then form it into a cube, or a rectangle, I guess. Okay, so now I'm just going to squeeze it until it's a nice shape. Okay, and then I'm going to cut from the long side. Okay, and then I'm going to put that together. Oh, it's pretty just as it is. Tempted to keep a couple pieces maybe just like this. I'm going to keep a couple of the thicker ones just as they are. That's really pretty just on its own. And then the rest of it I will do what I had planned just in case it doesn't work out. So look how pretty that is, just like that. It's like a banded agate. Okay, but my initial plan had been to put all of these back together like this. And then I'm going to run it through my pasta machine to make sure everything is really stuck together. I'm going to go on a 1 and then maybe go up to about a 3. Okay, so that's what it looks like on a setting 3. And I'm going to tear it into 3 different sections and then just fold the sections like almost like fabric. And it doesn't have to be in any kind of way, just fold it like a piece of fabric. Like that. And then some of these are longer than others, so I'm going to kind of get them all to the same height. And now I'm going to put them all back together this way and form it into a block once again, and we'll see what kind of beautiful pattern this creates. Okay, let's see what we've got. Oh, I don't know if the camera is going to pick up how pretty this actually is. It's so subtle on, like, when you're looking at the camera, it looks so subtle, but it actually has a lot of depth to it. I'm going to kind of take slices from all the different parts and then put it together and see what it looks like. Oh, that one's really nice. Can you, oh, I wish this camera would zoom in very properly. Yeah, it's definitely not picking up what I am seeing, but hopefully once we get this made into a cabochon, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to form this into a sheet. And then we're going to take a couple bits of it and create some cabochons. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I've rolled it through the pasta machine. I really like it. I think it's really, really cool looking. Okay, so I'm going to use this mold. I know this is actually for resin, and it's floppy. Like for polymer clay, you usually want a harder mold, but this is what I got, so this is what we're going to work with. So I've got some cutters, just basic shapes, circle, square, teardrop, and oval. And I'm going to just cut a few pieces out of here and use them in different molds here. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to push the mold, or sorry, push the piece of clay into the mold. I'm going to use one of these tools to kind of get it in there smoothly. Okay, and I'm just going to use some scrap clay and tear it off into shapes and fill it with that. So I'm not using the cool pattern that I just made as filler, because you're not going to see this. My plan is to use these cabochons where you're not going to see the back of them. I'm going to kind of do some clay work around them. Okay, so I'm just pushing on this, and then I will take my blade and take off the back layer here. It's definitely harder when you have a soft mold. Okay, but like I said, you're not going to see the back, so it's not a huge concern for me. All right, so there is the first one. I guess there was a tiny bit of gold foil in there in that mold cavity that I didn't know about. That's actually kind of cool. It kind of added to it. So I'll make a few more molds and then we'll bake them up. The circle ones are nice. The circle ones are nice and easy to do. The circle cutter that I have is pretty much the perfect shape, so that's really nice. And then I'll just roll a little ball of the scrap clay, put it in there, and just squish. And I'll just form it to the outside here. Okay, and I'll just see if there's anything sticking over the edge. There's not a lot. Oh, I've got a bit of a dent in that one, so let's see if we can't get that dent out. As soon as, because it's such a soft mold, if you push down while it's on the table, it will create a dent. So let's get that dent out. You kind of have to form it in the air. I'm gonna get some proper molds for cabochons that are of a nicer, harder silicone very soon. Okay, let's see. There we go. It's a little bit better. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. And because the silicone mold is shiny, it's giving a nice shine to them. Okay, so I have a bunch made up here, so I'm going to bake those, and then I will come back and we will make them into a pendant. Okay, so here are the cabochons out of the oven. Really happy with them. And I didn't want this video to get too long, so I decided that in part 2 we will create a pendant. So the pendant will be kind of similar in style to this one. Maybe not exactly the same, but similar in style. And I've made it into a a necklace with some pearls and some rose quartz. All right, so stay tuned for part 2 and we will create this pendant.